It's going. It's going. Hi, everyone. Hi. I am so glad to be here with you today for this interview with Sage Grayson for the Simple Sales Bundle. This is an exclusive interview that we are doing specifically to talk about how to make more money in your business, right? And Sage specifically today is going to talk about using freebies to make more money in your business, which I think is just so cool, so important, right? We should all be using freebies in some way. This is something I talk about a lot.
Oh,
So if you're in my world, you have heard me talk about this, right? And for those who aren't familiar, the Simple Sales Bundle, it is a collection of more than 50 resources that is specifically focused on helping you sell and make more money in your business, right? So this is kind of how it's all tying together, right? And the doors open on August 15th at 8 a.m. Central, and then they close on, I have to get my dates right, August 20. Oh my gosh, I still have July up on my calendar up there. August 20th at 11:59 p.m. Central. So it's only available for a very limited time. So make sure that you grab it while it's available. Okay. Awesome. So without further ado, Sage, let's just dive right in. First, just give a very brief intro of like who you are, what you do, like 15 seconds. And then we're going to talk all about how to make more money in your business by using freebies.
yeah. Well, hey, everyone. I'm Sage Grayson, and I'm a former book editor turned life and business coach. And since 2011, I've been helping ambitious women edit their habits, routines, and mindsets to balance their happiness at work and home. Or, as I like to say, I'm a life editor, and so are you.
Oh, I love that. God, I always love talking to you. I know I say this all the time, but you're always just like so upbeat and so cheerful. It's just such a fun
Oh, thank
conversation.
you.
Yeah. So let's talk about our topic today, right? Which is using freebies to make more sales, right? And I know that inside of the bundle, you have a product literally called this. It's called Make Money with Freebies, Give More to Earn More,
Give more to earn
right?
more. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And just before we dive into that, again, the bundle is $7 for more than 50 products. Sage product alone is $197 normally. So
Yeah.
like
It's one of
you're
my top
crazy to
sellers. Yeah.
it's one of her top sellers and she's just basically giving it away. Right? So let's talk about this product. Let's talk about this
Part of
product
my
and how
plan.
you can right, exactly. And how you can make more money with freebies.
Yeah, yeah. So I know this sounds really weird. Like Sage, they're freebies. You literally don't get money from them. Oh, but it's all part of your plan. It's all part of how your systems work together in your business. And freebies do lead to sales. In fact, they're the very first step towards getting sales. So your freebies are the very first experience that your clients, customers, followers, subscribers have with your business. It's literally the very first step. And you can tell a lot about a business by what they call their freebies. If they call them freebies, I know they're putting their followers first. They're giving something free. It's about what can I do to help you? What solutions do you need from me? But if somebody calls it a lead magnet, oh, I hate that term. I hate the term lead magnet so much. It sounds so stuffy and corporate. And also, it's talking about labeling your followers as leads. What can you do for me? You got to lead to my sales. It's not putting them first at all. It's kind of gross. It's kind of gross.
Right.
So I want you, if you're stuck in calling things lead magnets and these people got to lead to sales and they got to earn me money, let's flip that and let's call it freebies. What can I do for you? How can I give more to help you? So that's the first thing you got to do is rethink about how you think about your freebies. Okay, so we know we need a freebie, and that will help get people on our list. And I would say more than 90% of my sales come from my email subscriber list. That's probably true for most people. That's where our sales
Same.
come from. So we got to have good freebies to get them on our email subscriber list. You're not going to get any sales if you don't have a robust list. Okay, so your freebie must be irresistible because there are thousands, maybe millions of different freebies out there, some of them on the same topics that you're talking about. So it's got to be irresistible. And I kind of always give this example. If you're a health coach or a nutritionist, you don't want a freebie that's called health tips. That's boring.
Right.
That's
Like
super
what
boring.
does that mean? What does that mean?
What does that mean? That's
Yeah.
boring. That doesn't entice me. That doesn't make me want to sign up for it. But if you can play with the title and make it something much more exciting, much more engaging. Maybe like the 10 mistakes you're making with your health that cost you 10 years of your life. Oh my gosh, I've got to get
Yep.
that. I've got to get that freebie. Please help me. So you
Yep.
see how that's much more engaging. You want to put the name of your freebie in their shoes. Like, what is going to appeal to them? What solutions do they need? And I get
Right.
people.
And I want to
Oh,
stop there because that's the biggest mistake that I see a lot of people doing. They're just being way too big. They're not talking to that very specific, I don't even want to call it pain point, but technically it is. Like
mhm,
that very specific problem that this person has. I always say when you're creating freebies, give people what they want and then
yes.
you will sell them what they need. Because a lot of times people don't even want the thing that that they need, right? Like
Yeah.
health tips, like sure, if I wanted to like lose weight, right? Most people don't want to go through the process of losing weight. They want something very fast and easy,
Right.
right? Something that's easy for them to do. And that's kind of where the freebie comes in, right? To give them that really quick win and build that trust with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, I will say that my most subscribed freebie, my most popular freebie currently, is how to get sales today with an itty bitty list. And
Love that.
that really calls to the pain point that my audience has. A lot of my audience has itty bitty lists, or they have unengaged lists where they haven't like
Mhm.
emailed in 6 months, or worst of all, they have no list at all. But my freebie helps them get sales today, even if they have that itty bitty list, that pain point. So yeah, so you
Yep.
want to have a really exciting title, and
Yeah. And
I
you
have people.
also have to know, talking about that, I just want to point on
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
You also have to know who you're talking to. And this is why, again, everybody says you need to know your ideal client. You need to know your avatar. But truly, you actually need to know them inside and out and know what their pain points are, not surface level pain points, like go deep beneath the surface. And that takes a lot of work to figure out. But so many people just want to bypass that and not do the work and then wonder why they're not getting sales,
yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah. Absolutely. They want to see it and self-select and say,
Yep,
"Oh, she understands me. She knows where I'm coming from."
exactly.
And that literally this is the first step for how you connect with your ideal followers.
Yep.
Um, Another thing I will say about freebies, and this is probably the most important thing about your freebies have to have value. You must give the best of you in your freebies. And I have people push back all the time, say, whoa, Sage, I can't give the best of me in my freebies. I can't give them the answers in the freebies because why would they buy my paid stuff if I'm giving them the answers in the freebies? Well, they're not going to buy your paid stuff if they're not getting value out of your freebies. We want them to have so many implementable action steps at the end of your freebie that they're like, wow, this freebie is so jam packed with good stuff. Imagine what that paid stuff is like. We want them
Yeah.
to think that. So your freebies must have the best of you. And this is for all of your freebies. Anything that is free. So blog posts, videos, social media posts, your opt-in offers, video courses, live streams that you do. Even your free calls. Yes, your free discovery calls must have value. And I have
Mhm.
people like feeling that we've all done this where we've opted into freebies and it's just fluff. And we're like, okay. Or the whole
Yeah.
freebie is like, buy this paid thing and then I'll give you the real answers. And that just feels so gross and so awful. Like you're not going to endear people to you if you're holding back your best stuff. So I always tell my clients, put your best stuff in your freebies. On free calls, give them the answers, give them direction. They should have a whole list of action steps at the end of anything that they do with you. Don't hide it behind a screen. Be like, oh, you got to buy my pay thing. I just said this in a recent live stream that people don't have to prove that they're worthy of your help by opening their wallets. They don't have to prove that they're worthy of help by paying you. Give them something of value because I got to tell you, the people who download my freebies, who download all of my freebies, they become my best advocates. They tell everyone about me. They become my best affiliate members. So you want to start off on the right foot by putting the best of you, the best solutions in your freebies. I know that's
Mhm.
really tricky for some people.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. One thing that, so I am going to play devil's advocate here
Oh yeah.
because when it comes to calls, like I completely agree. Like resources, like for example, one of my freebies is my private podcast where I do
Mhm.
like very in-depth strategy on a lot of different things, and
Yeah.
it's all free, right? But one thing I will play devil's advocate on are calls because, for example, me, like I'm all about like 20-hour work week, right? Because I have 2 kids, like my life is very packed with just
Yeah.
life. So I can't just be hopping on calls all day long
Yeah.
uh, and just giving away stuff for free. So like for me personally, and I mean, you can disagree if you want that. I'm cool with that. But for me personally, like that's kind of where I draw the line with giving, because that's giving my time away
Yeah.
too. Like I'm all about forgiving value, but when it comes to my time, because I have so little of it,
Yeah.
I do guard that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does make sense.
Yeah.
I think if you run a business where you do free calls, uh, and you want to put the best of you in those free calls, then you got to create a boundary to protect your energy. So
You
one
also
way
have to
I
have a sales strategy too,
yes,
truly.
absolutely. So one way I protect my energy is that you can only do a free call with me once every 3 months. And they used to be hour-long calls. They're only half-hour calls now. So we don't waste time like talking about your dog or what you had for lunch. We get right to the point.
Right.
Also, I only do one free call per day too. So I set those boundaries up for myself so I don't resent my clients. You don't want to resent your
Yep.
clients. You want to love them. So every time you step up and show up for them, you want to show up with love, not resentment. So if you do a free call, create some kind of boundary on it. And of course, I have a script that I follow. So yes, though I am giving the best of me and I am giving them solutions, I am leading them also where I want them to go based on the answers that I'm getting from them. So whether that's leading them to a course or my mastermind group or like one-on-one coaching with me, I'm listening for those cues during the free call while I'm giving them action steps too. And
Right.
I think there's a balance there. There's definitely a balance there. But I always feel like when I'm giving the best of me on a free call, and even if they don't sign up, they're still like my best advocates. They're telling everyone
Yep.
about me. And this is my life's work. This is
Right.
why I started my business. Like I'm putting goodness out into the world. Why wouldn't I give it freely? Like this is what
Yeah.
I'm doing with my life.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I fully agree with everything that you shared. Having those boundaries is so key. But also, we all have to remember we're running businesses. So we need to be making money. So we do have to have that back end strategy on the
Yeah.
end of it to like get them to somewhere, maybe not now, maybe not in 6 months, but maybe like 2 years from now, or maybe they refer people, right?
Yeah.
Like they're your advocates. So we always kind of have to think bigger, because one thing that I see a lot of people get stuck in is this cycle of just like endless free calls, like endless free quote unquote discovery calls. And
Yeah.
they're not making any money. And then they're burnt out because they're just on calls all the time, especially for the introverts like myself, who, if you are introverted, guess what? It is very difficult to be on calls all of the time because
Yeah.
that's an energy exchange. So you really have to know yourself and how you work best too. And if you do calls, yeah, great. Like okay, I will still do free calls on a case by case basis, but I don't offer them up to everybody because I'm introverted and I don't have a lot of time for calls. Like
Yeah.
that's just the truth,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Uh, Another way that I make sure that our calls are focused is you probably do this too. I have them fill out a survey before we get on the call. So I ask
Yep.
them a whole bunch of questions. So I know exactly where to lead them when we get on the call. And one of those questions is, what's your budget for coaching?
Yep.
So they
Exactly.
know this is not for funsies. This is actually how I pay rent and eat food.
Right.
so,
Exactly.
so when they get on the call, they're prepared to be sold to
Right.
they're
It's setting those expectations up front. Exactly.
setting those expectations.
Yep.
Can we talk about direct ways to get paid from freebies?
Yeah. Let's do
Oh
it.
yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay.
We have like 5 more minutes, 5, 10 more minutes. But
Okay.
yeah, let's do
My
it.
best tip is to get people to buy from you within the first 15 minutes that they hear about your business. So they come, they see this freebie, it looks amazing, they opt in for your freebie. Then what? Well, of course, one of my biggest recommendations is tripwires. So it's sending them to another page with a related offer. Maybe it's the next step. Maybe it takes them a little bit further. Maybe it's something they didn't even know that they needed, but there it is. And you can get it for a great price within the next 15 minutes. So this is probably the biggest way that I make money from my freebies. I get them to buy within the first 15 minutes. You've seen those countdown timers. It's irresistible. Like, oh my gosh, this deal, it's going away in 15 minutes. I got to get it. It's the
Yep.
urgency. If there's no urgency in your offer and they can buy it today, next week, next month, next year, they're never going to buy. So kind of light the fire under them and say, hey, this is actually going to help you. And I've got a great deal for you. So you're actually being of service to them by saying, hey, get this great deal in the next 15 minutes. I don't want you dragging your feet on this. Let's get moving. Let's get you to that solution. So that's my
Oh, yeah.
biggest tip for freebies. All your freebies need to lead to tripwire pages.
Love, love, love tripwires. I am a huge fan of tripwires. We can also talk about a conversation of upsells and downsells and different ways to cater to people, but that conversation can go on for a very long time. But yeah, I mean, again, it really goes back to knowing your person,
Yeah.
knowing exactly who they are, knowing what they want, because if you don't know what they want or what they think they need, then you will have a very difficult time creating that freebie that converts, right? And then on top of that, you will have an even more difficult time creating a tripwire that converts, because like you can't just throw up a random product on the back end of a freebie and
Yeah.
hope it's going to work. Like it has to
Gotta
align
make sense.
perfectly.
Yeah.
It's got to
Yeah.
make sense. And yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Uh, and I will also say that having a great welcome sequence also helps. So
Yep.
I have a welcome sequence where they get the freebie they opted in for, they get another freebie, they get another freebie, and then they get a nice upsell email to an easy yes product. So
Yep.
they think they're signing up for one freebie, but in fact, they get 3 freebies. So if you can really wow them in your welcome sequence, whatever that means to them, give them so much value in your welcome sequence that when you have that email saying, oh, by the way, here's an easy yes product. Don't you want this thing that's under 10 bucks but high value? They'll be ready for it. They'll be so ready for it.
Yep. And then to kind of tie all of these pieces together inside of the Simple Sales Bundle, the
Mhm.
product that I'm contributing is called Simple Sales Funnels. So
Yeah.
guess what? You're going to learn how to create a sales funnel with a
Mhm.
tripwire and learn how to do it really strategically. And we have another contributor sharing a welcome sequence. So like literally all of the things that we are talking about right here, you can get all of those resources in the Simple Sales Bundle for only $7.
Yeah.
Like no brainer.
It's incredible.
Truly.
So
It
my
is.
offer is Make Money with Freebies, where I
Yep.
explain how to create your freebies from scratch, what topics you should use, how to title them, how many freebies you should have, where the freebies belong in your funnel, and best practices for actually getting those sales after they're on your list too.
Yeah. Yeah. And like I said at the beginning, this is normally $197, but you can
Yes.
get it and like 50 other products inside of the Simple Sales Bundle for only $7.
It's
And as a special bonus, we have a VIP pass too,
yeah.
which like really up levels all of the sales strategies, also gives you more time to redeem the products. Like it just takes everything to the next level. And you have a product inside of the VIP pass too called the 2-day product producer, which is normally $147. So do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, the 2-day product producer is another one of my best sellers. And it's to help you stop dragging your feet on your products, finish them, and get them out into the world to the people who can benefit from them. So instead of taking weeks, months, years creating your products, we want you to get it done in 2 days. So all of my products on my everything page have taken me around 7 to 8 hours from start to finish. That's coming up with the title and the topic to having the checkout page done, and someone can literally buy it 7 to 8 hours. And so I give you my day by day plan for creating your products quickly, fast, so you can get those solutions out there. And I do recommend you have one solution to one problem. That will help you have these really highly focused mini courses that people just gobble up. So we're going to fill your shop like magic with the 2-day product producer.
Love that. And yes, you are preaching to the choir there. This is something I talk about every day, every minute of every day is solve one problem with one solution. You guys, that's it. That's it. And I mean, we do this in the Simple Business School and like I help you personally. So like if you don't even know what that problem is, like we can talk about that another
Oh,
time.
yeah.
But like truly, it does not have to be hard or scary to create products, create freebies, and literally get sales the same day.
Yes.
Like it's very possible. I've done it. Sage has done it. I'm sure the hundreds, maybe thousands of people, I don't know at this point, who have signed up for your products have done it as well,
Yeah.
right?
And when you get stuff out there quickly, It makes sure that you're not resenting your clients. If you spent a year working on something and it doesn't sell, you're going to be mad. But if you can get something out there quickly, you can price it appropriately. You can be happy for any sales that you get. And it's not your baby. It's
Yep.
something that you're giving freely, like to the people who need it.
Yeah, I remember the first product I made it so quickly. It was a I don't even remember what the name of it was, but I remember I made it in I think it was like a weekend. I threw
Yeah.
it together in a weekend. It had like videos and worksheets and all of these different things. And I think I priced it was like $17.
Uh-huh.
And I announced it to my audience. And that at that time I was only doing high ticket sales. So like
Yeah.
once I started to see all of those like quote unquote little sales coming through, it also like there was like this mindset shift in a sense. It's like, oh my gosh, it's actually so easy to
Yeah.
make money and make sales like when you have these very small low ticket offers, which then could eventually lead into your higher ticket offers.
Yes,
Right? So,
exactly.
yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah,
the whole point of this bundle. We want
yeah.
simple sales. We don't want to struggle. We don't want to hustle. We want to make it easy for ourselves and valuable for our followers.
Yes, exactly, exactly. And with that, we are going to wrap this up. Thank you again for being here, Sage. This was a great conversation all about using freebies to make more money, make more sales in your business. So, as a reminder, you can get everything that we talked about in the Simple Sales Bundle. It is open from August 15th at 8 a.m. Central until August 20th at 11:59 p.m. Central. So make sure that you grab it while you can. We're going to link to it below. So if you're listening to this before the 15th, which most people will be, um, you can join the waitlist. And once you join the waitlist, we're actually giving some bonuses to people on the waitlist too.
Yeah.
So make sure that you hop on the waitlist. And yeah, all right. Thank you again, Sage. This was so great.
Oh, thanks for having me.